This is a shear that was sharpened at home. And I'm very delighted to tell you that it cuts really well. Well, it cuts okay. And it cuts okay now because I've just spent maybe an hour and a half on it. Someone tried to sharpen these shears at home. It's not pretty. So these came in the mail to me today to sharpen, and with 5 pairs of shears. And fortunately, whoever tried to sharpen these at home only tried one, and the other 4 should be easy to sharpen, easy to fix. But I want you to look at this. Can you see the light right there? That's a burr to the outside. Yeah, come look at this, Kayla.
Oh, Kayla, you gotta come look.
Yeah, you gotta come look at this, Kayla. Tell me what you see on this edge. I mean, you've seen enough shears around here. Is it supposed to look that way?
No.
No, somebody. This is why you don't sharpen your shears at home, Kayla. Not that you did it. Somebody did it. You wouldn't do it.
No.
You wouldn't do it.
She said, not me.
You're just 17 years old and you have that much sense, right?
She does.
Oh, man. Both sides, there's a burr on the outside. So it looks like they tried to work. It looks like they tried to sharpen with something other on the outside. Didn't get all the way to the edge. And so don't try this at home. I'm going to see if I can fix this today. I'd like to just keep these to show these to students at the schools, what not to do. So this is my Simex scissor flat hone, and I have no idea why it's turned around backwards or what's going on. I think Jay was in here. I'm going to blame this on Jay. So I'm going to turn this around. You can do this. You can use this machine upright or on the side. I like to do it on the side because I get to sit down, and I like to sit down. I'm a lazy somebody. I'm not going to say lazy. I'm just going to say low energy. So I'm just going to professionally sharpen these shears and fix this bad home sharpening. And I think I can just do my regular normal sharpening and it'll come out fine. We'll find out. Yeah, this thing's all taken apart. Oh, I've got this new little cup that we are selling now. We've got it on our website. If you have the Simex and it's our steel plate, you can hang it on the side with your little extra tools. I'm actually going to put it on the right side because I'm right-handed. But it gives me my edge marker right here where I can grab it. So, I'm wondering on these if I don't need to get that outside burr off first. A little backwards from the way I do. This is a Joelle, by the way. Joelle Taboo. I kind of like that name. We're always looking for new scissor names. Normally we don't have anything that sounds evil. Unless you talk about the poison ivy or the dragon or the... I'm getting out my pliers. I can't get that screw loose. Black Widow. I guess we do have some evil sounding names on our shears. Most of them are like the Jazzy and the Rose. I'm just going to get that awful burr on the outside off. Let me set my clamp at 45 degrees. I'm like at 48. I think just a few strokes just to get that outside burr off. Yeah, that's gone now. Just sort of to establish things. Normally, if you've watched my videos, I don't know, I might not be able to fix that blade. This is extreme sharpening. It's one thing to fix bad sharpening by other professional sharpeners. To fix home sharpening by someone who has no clue is another thing altogether. So I've got a couple of water stones over here. I'm going to reach and grab my 1000 grit. Oh, I need to stay clean today. I got to go to a funeral. Somebody at my church. That's the problem with growing old, is that you have more and more of your friends on the other side than on this side. Oh, this needs a bumper too. So I'm definitely coloring this in to see if I'm all the way to the edge. If they've messed up the inside so much, yeah, I might have to just shorten the metal down, get back to, take that whole edge off. Let's find out what happens. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. These are not going to be easy. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Shoot. I probably ought to just send these back and tell them that these aren't fixable. So do you see where I've removed the red? But there's still red right on the edge. That means whatever they did to them, they took so much off, and that ride line is completely ramped down this way. So I'm going to have to remove all the metal up to, see how it looks like a white line between the red? I'm going to remove all that part on the outside red to get up to there to sharpen these. I don't want to work that hard. I'll do these after lunch. I'll come back and do these and let you watch me. And I think I'm going to just do them in speed time, because that's not going to be a pretty fix. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of talking on this. I'm just going to kind of tell you my rationale. I'm doing the other blade so I can see where where I have to grind it down to. And it's sad when you have to take this much metal off, so yeah. Home sharpening really not only doesn't sharpen your shears, it makes it so if someone corrects them, they have to take a lot of metal off to make them work again. So I reassemble these. I've spent over an hour on these shears, and when I go to cut with them, the last doesn't cut. So I'm not through. Let's see what I do next. feel a burr on the inside, which means I probably didn't get past that area where they messed up the ride line. This is the side that's the problem. Let's see if I can do something without major work on it. I'm set at 40. I'm dropping this down to 35. Just make it cut. This is so sad. This was a nice shear before this person decided to sharpen it at home. This is not one of those simple cut through tin foils. This was somebody, maybe a knife sharpener. I don't know what they used on it. So I'm actually making a little micro bevel on this blade. Feeling to see if I've got a burr, which I don't all the way down. I would think I would. Going from 40 to 35. Okay, I've got a burr, tiny burr. I'm going to get my Bounty paper towels. Bounty works better than the other brands. Not cutting. Well, I definitely can't shorten it that much. Now what? This is the side with the problem. So I'm just going to speed through this, go back, spend more time on it. Enjoy the music. That's it. Look, that's what it took. More steps. Now the tips are pulling, and I'm going to purposely pull a little tissue off, see? Oh, there it went. That's how I know I'm beyond that place that was pulling. Maybe a little pull. See how it cuts wet. Wet tissue is my test to see if all the nicks and burrs are gone. See, it's not cutting wet tissue. It is cutting dry. See if it cuts hair. Cuts hair. I can feel a little pull maybe at the tip. I'm going to say that's good enough. Considering how these started, this is good enough. And they look better, they cut better, they actually function. But one bad home sharpening took what was a nice pair of shears and made them scissors. Don't sharpen at home unless you have the right equipment, the right training, and you don't mind messing up a good pair of shears. And the one thing they did right was they only tried to sharpen one scissor at home. They didn't do them all. So, introduction. This is a shear that was sharpened at home. And I'm very delighted to tell you that it cuts really well. Well, it cuts okay. And it cuts okay now because I just spent maybe an hour and a half on it. So, I don't know how they sharpen them at home, but this was definitely not professional sharpening that I got here.